Good morning, welcome to the channel. This customer has an issue with leaking and I'm trying to get a serial number off. So what we have here is some battery care issues. The exhaust is leaking right on top of the battery, so these need to be checked. I don't know if the obviously haven't been lifting up this tank, but just by we do on this one have some water. It's a little low. I don't know if they have a battery maintenance program with their staff, but as long as they're not soaking the vents on the vent caps, we're okay. So another thing that's a problem with these machines, and I can see it already, they should be taking this tank out for the AXP for the detergent. Okay, so when this leaks down, it gets on top of motor, the actual actuator or the deck motor. Okay, as you can see, it's been leaking. So this is designed to come off. We unscrew this cap and you can pull the whole thing out, and you can clean the tank too. So this is what's happening, and it doesn't look good. So the leaking's probably coming from this tip right here. As you can see, it's still leaking. So what I'm going to do is follow a solenoid. But first and foremost, these brushes need to come out, and they actually have to dry, because we want to make sure that the bearings inside, the idlers, are not going to get rusted and start blowing belts. So also you got to get the debris out. It's good in here, but inside here they probably don't have that taken care of. Also, this is a good place to remove your vac shoes and access them and clean them out. So, but I'm going to get to the leak, and it's probably some debris that could be stuck in the solenoid housing. But one thing I'm going to check first to see if they're doing it is checking the filter down here. So hopefully they're not putting any type of chemical in here, and I just give it a whiff test. Really can't tell. It's good unless they got it completely empty. No, actually it's clean water. Clean water, good. Now, I'm gonna check that, and then we'll get back to the resolution. What it may be, either I have to replace the solenoid or there is some fault in it, but we'll check it. I took the chemical tank off, and look what we have. It's already getting on top of the motor, as I predicted, and it's already eaten away at the motor housing. All the powder coat is gone, so I'm suggesting, and we'll leave a note, do not fill chemical on the machine. It has to be removed, please, and thank you. Okay, I pulled out the plunger. This is what releases, or actually it pulls in to spray and comes out to lock. So allegedly, it looks like I see it in here. Somehow chemicals getting into the main tank, unless it's being poured. I didn't really smell it, but there could have been some in the past, but this is the residue. And actually, the only place that the chemical goes in is right at that T where you see the hose clamps. So it avoids the tank altogether. That's why I'm thinking that there's some chemical that has been poured in the past. But anyways, this shouldn't look like this. I'm gonna clean it up the best I can and get it lubricated, and just to make sure that the surface is a little worn. But we'll check it out and get it back to hopefully factory spec. This is service test mode, so I can test various functions of the machine. This one here is the pump. That's clogged. check the tips. Okay. So these were clogged up, and looks like the rubber gasket on this one is kind of worn. The chemical that's been sitting in there is wreaking havoc. It's not spraying right here because what we suggest is after you're done running chemical, you need to flush your lines so we don't get a buildup of all this white. This is the decay of live chemical, as you can see here. That was from pouring it into the container over there. So I'm going to suggest a couple tips on here, but I think you can run it without much issue. So that's where I'm going to leave it. The chemical was the cause of the plunger not closing properly on solenoid. I took off the left and it's pinched, warped. This is the right side, and it's being run on, I'd hate to say concrete, but I don't understand why the surface is so hacked up. I'm not sure, but I would replace these due to the fact that this should be running smooth on the carpet. Okay, I'm trying to focus in on here, but there is some debris that's not being cleaned out. It's been built up over time. So pretty soon what would happen is it would completely be sealed off with mud and debris. So this is a daily cleaning activity.